Hello, good morning, everybody, and happy Friday, and a little happy Halloween as well. I know it looks different for us, however you choose to celebrate, but I think it's kind of fun. I just saw a kid dressed as a sushi roll on a bike. That was funny. I was on a walk, and it was actually this dad. It was one of those bikes that have like two seats, and the dad was pedaling uphill, and I just see this giant sushi roll, and there's a tiny child in it, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna go walk later tonight in like the Park Slope area, which is known for like having families and little kids, and they always dress up everything, and so I'm actually excited to see some of the kids dress up, especially because I had some of my friends who I used to live with here had a baby, and they brought a baby to New York this week, so I got to see a baby. So now I'm all about kids. Anyway, we're home. We're not on the subway today, and I realized I was talking to Emily after Flourish, and I realized I kind of missed a God moment with you all. So if you didn't watch yesterday, I was on the subway, and I was just getting so angry because I was on it for like, we were stuck for 20 minutes, and the announcement comes on, and you can't hear anything, and then it's just time is ticking, and you wake up, the whole thing. So I wrote this prayer because I knew I was getting really angry when I can only write like one-liners to God. And I don't know if I read this yesterday, but I said, God, please get me to Flourish on time. I'm getting angry and need you to move this train to 34th. And I was like, all right. So I get to 34th Street to transfer to a different train. And as I was running up, I'm like sprinting up the stairs. There was a girl singing The Goodness of God. And I heard it in my head, and I was like, the goodness of God. But it really stuck with me. I was like, no, God is literally in everything. And Emily and I were laughing. I was like, okay, now I've had time to sit and think, like, he was in it. And even when it's something and you're running late, he's going to show up. So anyway, those are my little stories for this morning. Let's see who joined us. We have Connie. Oh, hey, we fixed the names. Do you see that? I don't know who did that. Amazing. Hello, Connie. Hi, Jody. And now that we know Jody grows her flowers on her profile photos, it's a little extra special. We have Teresa Mason. Good morning. Okay, but her name has her username. Interesting to note. We have Trish. Good morning, Trish. We have Christy. Hello. And we have my mom. Let me know what you guys are doing this weekend. I just comment I feel like I always tell you about my weekend. Let me know what you're doing. So we're on day 103, and it's called God is Your Good Shepherd. The verse of the day is Psalm 23:4. Your rod and your staff protect and comfort me. And the devotion says, the shepherd's rod and staff have two different purposes. The rod provides protection from external threats. W. Philip Keller, author of Shepherd Looks at Psalm 23. A shepherd looks at Psalm 23. The book says, the shepherd's rod is an instrument of protection both for himself and his sheep when they are in danger. It is used both as a defense and as a deterrent against anything that would attack. The shepherd's staff provides protection from internal threats. Sheep are likely to get themselves into trouble, and so are we. Keller explains that being stubborn creatures, sheep often get the most ridiculous and preposterous dilemmas. I have seen my own sheep, greedy for one or more mouthfuls of green grass, and they climbed down the steep cliff where they slipped and fell into the sea. Only my long shepherd's staff could lift them out of the water and back onto the solid ground again. And so the staff is not used for punishment, but to draw the sheep back towards the shepherd. When we've strayed intentionally or not, the heart of God, the good shepherd, is to rescue us and restore our relationship with him. We may feel the staff of God pulling our hearts through his word and caring friends and other gentle but compelling ways. Our good shepherd is with us, and he will protect us with his rod and pursue us with his staff and guide us to the other side. And so just for Jah is, God, you are my good shepherd, and I'm so grateful to be in your care. And the question is, how have you seen God use his rod and staff in your life? Okay, I remembered, and then I forgot. No, that's all I want. That's all I want is for God to guide me. I'm begging. He does guide us all the time, but it's almost easier that way, right? But sometimes you have to look for it, and that's when discernment comes in. It's like, is this from God, and how is he guiding me? And that's why prayer is so important, because it's the communication, and you can't know if God's guiding you if you're not speaking with him, right? Like, you're like, oh, this is when I brought this up, now we're going over here because this is kind of like, what we've been talking about. And so, we talk about doing things for the Lord, and it's not because we have to, because it all plays together and it's all part of it. So just remember that, as you're going through this weekend, that everything all the prayers, the scriptures, it's all meaningful, and it's not meant to be a chore or anything. And I don't know, that's what came on my heart just now. So we're gonna say that was God. But yeah, that's kind of all I have for you this morning. This weekend's gonna be very busy. Ooh, Teresa, let's see. Does anyone have study notes from Kimberly's study on Psalm 23? It was so good. I'm sure we can find it. Yeah, if anybody has Kimberly's notes on Psalm 23, maybe we share it. We talk about that on Monday. We can, or you post it in the Facebook group too. But that might be kind of that might be also a nice thing to go over in our next devotions. I mean, we have a lot more of these, but it's something to think about. Actually, okay, before I have to go, I remembered one of God's. This is how he kind of guides me. As I spoke with my mom this week, and she was like, God told me that he's planted some people at church for you. And I was like, yeah, I've been going to this one church in New York for a while. And this week I was actually this close to coming home this week. And I was praying to God, and then some of this church people invited me, so I'm going to go hang out with them. We're doing like a surprise birthday party for one of our friends tomorrow. And I don't know, just my mom didn't say that this week, and then I wasn't invited. I might have been like doing different things, and that's how I let God guide me. I'm like, okay, we talked about this. God's telling my mom he has people planted for me at church over here, being invited. Maybe I should go, right? So anyway, that was just a thought too. So we'll have a wonderful fall weekend. It's just starting to feel like fall here. Finally, it's been too hot. But I hope everyone's safe. And yeah, just kind of find your moments with God this weekend. Pray so you can hear the direction, so you know when the direction comes. Actually, that's what I meant. So, all right, I love you all, and I will see you next week. Bye.